Hey Joyful Vida, my name is Hannah and I'll be walking through Young Living Savvy Minerals makeup with you. This isn't a makeup tutorial, I already have my makeup done. It's more walking through all the different products and how best to choose your colors, because it is quite hard choosing online. So I'm just going to walk through all the different options you have and what my favorites are, and we'll also soon take some polls and share with you guys everybody else's favorites. So we'll dive in and get started with foundations. So if you don't know already, Savvy Minerals, all of it is mineral-based makeup. So it's a powder form, but it's not like your average powder makeup. So I wasn't a big fan of powder makeup, traditional powder makeup, but I love Savvy Minerals. You apply it with a brush and with a misting spray. So you actually do apply it, you dampen it, which is really nice, so it's not really dry. So for colors, you will see that there is warm, cool, and dark options. And there's warm 1, 2, 3, cool 1, 2, 3, and dark 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the biggest questions are usually for cool versus warm. And traditionally, this is what Young Living says, is if cool is for those who have kind of pinker or redder undertones, your veins look more like blue underneath your skin, you burn easier. And then warm is for if you have more of an olive or yellow undertones and it's more of a green look of your veins and you tan more easily. Now I'm going to debunk all that because you can see my freckles. I'm fair, definitely have pink, red undertones, burn easily, but I prefer warm one. So there you have it. You can, that's their guidelines, but the colors are very forgiving. So you can, it's hard to go wrong with cool or warm. I chose warm one because I have red and pink undertones and I felt that the cool brought it out and I actually wanted to cover that more. So that was my personal preference, but that is, if you were choosing, that is the guidelines that Young Living gives. And good thing to know, the most popular colors are cool 2, warm 2, dark 1, and dark 4. So if you're really questioning, you really can't go wrong with either cool 2 or warm 2. And because those are the most popular, Young Living made their Savvy Minerals starter kits with those colors. So in the States, this doesn't apply to the EU yet, but Young Living offers Savvy Minerals starter kits, and those are the 4 foundation colors you get to choose from. So I hope that helps. Cool 2, warm 2, that's always where I start with people. If you're more fair like me, but you want a warm, then maybe warm 1. And feel free to reach out and we can help you choose the color that's best for you. That's the explanation of the different colors. And you apply it with a brush. And it's a very dense, it's specifically for mineral makeup. So that's really important because if you're using one that's too fluffy, your powder's gonna go all over and you're gonna be wasting product. And then you use a misting spray. So this isn't really a tutorial, so I'm not gonna show you how to do it, how to apply, but you need the misting spray. Yes, you can apply it dry, but this is the best. And you have to have a mineral makeup brush. Non-negotiable. Currently Young Living sells it in a kit, so it's this wonderful bag. I don't have it organized right now, but usually you can put them in the slots and it comes with a little bag inside that you can put the makeup in, and it comes with a bunch of brushes. In the starter kit, if you do get that, you get the foundation brush, which is nice. But if you need that brush and you don't want to get the starter kit, then they have the brush set, which I was so glad that they had that because I'd had my brushes forever and they were nasty and I never cleaned them. I know, confession time. So it's worth it to invest in new brushes because then you'll take care of them. It's so much better for your skin and for your makeup. So that is foundation. Then you get to choose between bronzer and blush. And this is where the bronzers, we don't have so many options, so that's a little easier to explain. Blushes, you have a few more options. And you have two bronzer options, Summer Loved or Crowned All Over. Some people are very confused as to what's the difference between bronzer and blush. Typically, you can use bronzer to like accentuate your cheekbones, so it's a little lower, whereas blush would be more on the cheeks. And or you can use it more kind of an all over if you want some, like I kind of like to put a little color on my neck. So bronzer is really great for that. I prefer Summer Loved. That's my favorite one. It's a little more matte, whereas Crowned All Over is more shimmery. And Crowned All Over was a little too light for me. I felt like I had to put more product on to be able to see it. So I liked that I could use less of Summer Loved and see it quicker. So that is my explanation of the two. And I have heard that Summer Loved is one of the most popular. So that's, if that's helpful for you. Now with the blushes, in the EU we have 3 choices. I Do Believe You're Blushing, Smashing, and Passionate. Those are also the ones the US started with originally, and now the US does have a few more. I'm not as familiar with all of them, but they have 4 extra, so 7 altogether. And I'd highly recommend, if you're having a hard time shopping online and like looking at the colors, I highly recommend you get their catalog. So this is the Savvy Minerals product catalog, and $1. So it's worth it. If you are a business builder for Young Living, definitely order a few of these. You can give them out. And if you are a member and you happen to be placing an order for something else, worth throwing that in your basket so that you can, so it can come in the mail and you can look at it before choosing your makeup colors. So the reason why it's helpful is because it has a description of like if it's shimmery or matte. So I find that super helpful, whereas the website isn't as helpful with that. They're still working on it. Savvy Minerals is still quite new. But I really love the descriptions that they have on here. The most popular is I Do Believe You're Blushing. So that has been one of the most popular I've heard of, and it does have a shimmer. So it's what I'm wearing. I'm gonna get it really up close and personal. I'm wearing Summer Loved and, Summer Loved and I Do Believe You're Blushing. So it has a little, and then with the misting spray, you can choose to do your bronzer and your blush wet as well. I did my bronzer dry, and because I didn't want to go overboard, and my blush wet. Give it a little more shimmer that I like here as well. So those are the blushes. I like I Do Believe You're Blushing, and for bronzer I like Summer Loved. And I know this will differ based on your skin color, but these are, it's amazing no matter what skin color you are, these colors look amazing on people. So that is the most popular in multiple skin tones. People still like those 2 options as well. Okay, eyeshadow. Got lots of options here, but I'll point out a few key ones. So the one you need to know is Best Kept Secret. That's what I'm wearing. I'm only wearing that on my eyes right now. It's a nude. It's a little orangey if I was to have to choose a color. And it is the primer. So that's why it's super important to have a primer so that your eyeshadow doesn't crease or anything. It stays on longer, smoother. It's very nice. So Best Kept Secret is the name you need to know. And then this product catalog will be really helpful in telling you what ones are shimmery or sparkly. We'll also hopefully put that on the website soon for you guys, on our Joyful Vita website. My personal favorites, I do Best Kept Secret. Everybody starts with that. And then you can do one kind of more on here, and then in the corner, and then under your eyebrow. So I'm not doing a tutorial, but I'll just tell you what colors I choose for those areas. I like Best Kept Secret, and then I like Unscripted. in the corner, kind of blend it in, and then residual under my eyebrow. Eyeshadow is pretty easy to choose because so many different colors, and you really get multiple colors in one because you can, again, use the misting spray to get a bolder color or use it dry to get a softer color. So it's really, yeah, it's hard to go wrong with the eyeshadow. I have Best Kept Secret on wet right now, and then residual dry. And then lip color. This is by far the hardest to choose. Young Living in Europe has 4 options, and the lipsticks are great. They're not, drying. They're quite moisturizing and smooth. Really happy with them. All the ones we have in Europe right now are quite shimmery, which I'm not a big fan of. So the US, you guys have so many lip options, it's quite overwhelming. So this will really come in handy when we have our polls asking the most popular ones. And also everybody's lip color underneath the lipstick and lip gloss is different, and so that makes it look different. So we'll try to give you some real photos and tell you they feel great. I can't say they last forever on your lips. It's not like some 24-hour lip color because that ain't natural. So we're talking natural lip color here, but that's for the best because you inevitably eat it. And the lip gloss is like infused with peppermint, and you can't go wrong with the lip gloss either. Most of them go on lighter than the color shows, so that's good to know. Like these look quite dark, but they actually go on quite translucent. It's more of a hue of a color. And my favorite product is Multitasker. So this is what I use for eyeliner, and I also use it for my eyebrows. So it is, that's why it's called Multitasker, because you can use it for multiple things. You can even use it as an eyeshadow. And I used it with, you can see it there, I used it wet with an angled brush. In this brush kit, they don't have an angled brush, but you can buy one separately in the States, or in the EU, you can buy them somewhere else. And it's not intimidating to use a brush. Like, I do it just like a pencil. And it's not like you have to like, oh, I love it. I use it with the misting spray, or you can use it dry. I use it dry on my eyebrows. The key to eyebrows is to not do too much. And so that's a multitasker. They do have an eyeliner, so it's called Jet Setter, and that's black. So if you want a dark brown like this is, I mean, it looks black to me, but that's a dark brown, or they have black. And I love them because they don't smudge. Like once it dries, it is on, which I love. Last bit for the eyes is the mascara. I was super hesitant about the mascara. I've been using the same brand of mascara for like 10 years, and I was really hesitant to try natural mascara in particular because I had tried only one before, and it got underneath, like flakes underneath, and it did not like it. This does not flake underneath. It does not give you raccoon eyes, which I love. Can't stand that. So you can see my eyelashes. Yay! Some people think it's a little thick. I like it thick personally. If it is a little too thick for you, you can put a drop of like saline solution, like what you use for contacts. You don't want to use water because water will introduce bacteria into it. But you can use, or some people do a drop of lavender essential oil, just a little tiny bit just to get it a little thinner, but I like it thick. Last but not least is the Diamond Dust Veil. It is a finishing powder, and it looks translucent. I mean, it doesn't really have a color. It goes on like translucent. It has a little bit of, this one has a little bit of shimmer in the EU. I know the States, I think they have a matte option now. And I don't have the brush to show you, but you put it on with the really fluffy brush that comes with the makeup set, or the brush set, and you put it all over, and it helps the makeup last longer and helps absorb excess oil. I find that the makeup on its own lasts all day, so I don't actually use the veil very often. I'll use it if I'm doing like full makeup for like going out or something, but yeah, I personally have very dry skin, so if you have oily skin, I would highly suggest the veil. Just gives it a nice kind of, they say like a Photoshop shimmer glow. And that is the finishing. So that is the walkthrough. It's a lot. Again, highly suggest you reach out. I can help you one-on-one, and anybody on our team can help. Post on Joyful Vita Facebook community, and I highly suggest getting one of these. You can ask your upline if they can send you one if you're not planning on ordering soon and you can't add this to your order before the makeup. So there's your options. I hope that was helpful.